Am I audible to all?
Sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so after a long time back, we are coming into our classes. So last time we are already performed the double and triple integral. Today we will start the differential equation that is called the D operator method. So we shall wait for 1 and 2 minutes to join others. After that, we'll start our class. Just wait for 1 and 2 minutes to join other. After that, we'll start our class. Shall we start our class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm sharing my screen to you. Here it is the method of undetermined coefficient or D operator method. This method is called method of undetermined coefficient or D operator method. So already we have learned about the complementary function in our class 12 based syllabus. Here we have so here a linear differential equation of second order with constant coefficient is of the form d2y dx2 plus p1 dy dx plus p2y is equal to x of x, where capital P1 and capital P2 are the constant or a function of x only, and where capital D stands for ddx. So the above equation can be rewrite into the form of capital D, that is d square plus P1D plus P2 into y equal to x of x. If right hand side is 0, then it is called the CF, complementary function of the given, simply CF or complementary function of this. So this kind of the thing already we have done. This d square plus P1D plus P2 into y equal to 0. This is done in our class 12 syllabus. Now, when we have to find out this x of x, that is called the complementary function. First one was the complementary function. And when we have to solve this x of x, that is called the particular integral. Particular integral. That is simply Pi. So for a given differential equation, we have to solve the two part. At first, we have to make right hand side equal to 0. Then we got one solution that is called the complementary function or CF. After that, when we have find out the value of capital X of small x, that is called the particular integral, that is Pi. So for a given differential equation of second order with constant coefficient, then the solution will be CF plus Pi, that is complementary function plus particular integral. This two part will be consecutively. We have to find out the result for this two part. Okay, so let us go. For CF, we know that some rules are there. Already we know that how to find out the CF for your class 12 syllabus. we are going for recap that. If it is given that d square plus p1d plus p2 into y is equal to x of x. This is the given differential equation. So to find the CF, we put the right hand side is equal to 0. Then the given differential equation will be coming in is of the form into P2 into Y is equal to 0. This is the equation number 2. Now let us consider Y equal to e to the power mx be a trial solution of 2. Obviously, where e to the power mx not equal to 0. So then g of y means m e to the power mx and d square y means m square e to the power mx. So the auxiliary equation of 2 is d square means m square e to the power mx plus p1 m e to the power mx plus p2 into y means e to the power mx is equal to 0. So from here we got m square plus p1m plus p2 equal to 0, which is nothing but a quadratic equation of m, So from here we got the two values of m equal to, suppose say that m equal to m1 and m2. We got the two values of m as the given differential equation is a quadratic equation. Isn't it? We have solved this kind of the problem. Hello? Hello?
Sir.
So we got this equation is called the auxiliary equation, right? So root of the auxiliary equation are m1 and m2 as it is a quadratic equation of m. So now there are three possibilities of m1, m2. Can I go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Case 1. If m1, m2 are real and distinct, that is m1, m2 belongs to capital R and m1 not equal to m2. Then CF is equal to C1 e to the power m1x plus C2 e to the power m2x, where C1 and C2 are arbitrary constants. Isn't it? When the both of the roots of auxiliary equations are real but unequal, then the complementary function is C1 e to the power m1x plus C2 e to the power m2x, where C1, C2 are called the arbitrary constant. We have to remember this, right? This is one of the formula. Now case 2. If m1, m2 are real and equal, that is m1, m2 belongs to R and m1 equal to m2 is equal to some SA. Then CF is equal to C1 plus C2x whole thing to the power e to the power mx, where obviously C1 and C2 are arbitrary constant. Clear? This is the formula number 2. When the both root of the auxiliary equations are real and equal, then the CF equal to C1 plus C2x into e to the power mx. When roots of the auxiliary equations are real but distinct, then the CF equal to C1 e to the power m1x plus C2 e to the power m2x. Clear? These are the formulas. Now case 3. If m1, m2 are complex conjugate, say m1 equal to alpha plus I beta and m2 equal to alpha minus I beta, right? Here the both of the roots are complex and they are conjugate. M1 equal to alpha plus I beta and M2 equal to alpha minus I beta. Then CF is equal to e to the power alpha x into C1 cos beta x plus C2 sin beta x. Here also here C1 and C2 are arbitrary constant. Is it clear? So roots of the auxiliary equation may be in the 3 types. Number 1, they are real and distinct. Then CF will be C1 e to the power m1x plus C2 e to the power m2x, where C1, C2 are the constant. Maybe the roots of the auxiliary equation may be real and equal. Then the CF equal to C1 plus C2x into e to the power mx. And when the roots of the auxiliary equations are complex conjugate, say m1 equal to alpha plus I beta and m2 equal to alpha minus I beta, then CF equal to e to the power alpha x into C1 cos beta x plus C2 sin beta x. Obviously here also C1 and C2 are the arbitrary constant. In all the cases, we are taking the 2 arbitrary constant. Because of that, the given differential equation was a second order differential equation. So after solving this second order differential equation, we got the 2 arbitrary constant. Is it clear to everybody or not? Is this thing is clear to everybody or not? If not, then tell me.
Sir, what is CF?
CF means the complementary function. Complementary function. CF means complementary function. And it is, sometime it is denoted Y suffix C. CF means the complementary function. CF is equal to complementary function. Any other have any question? Bolo.
Sir, E1 and E2 are arbitrary constant. Yeah. C1 or C2?
C1 and C2. C. A, B, C. C1, C2, not E. It's look like E sometime, but it is C1 and C2. Right? Any other one have any question? So as a sum up, we can say that to find the CF, we have to remember these 3 formulas. These 3 formulas, case 1, case 2, case 3. There are 3 formulas we have to remember always to solve the CF. Is it clear? Is it clear to everybody? If you nodded your head affirmative, then I go for the next part.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we take some example of this kind of the CF. Let us take an example. Let us solve this square this minus 3 dy dx plus 2y is equal to 0. This is the given differential equation. So it can be written that d square minus 3d plus 2 into y equal to 0. So let y equal to e to the power mx be a trial solution of 1. So dy dx is equal to d of y is equal to m e to the power mx. We are just simply differentiating it, and d2y dx2 is equal to d square y equal to m square e to the power mx. So the auxiliary equation of 1 will m square e to the power mx minus 3m e to the power mx plus 2 e to the power mx is equal to 0. So from here we got m square minus 3m plus 2 equal to 0, which is nothing but a quadratic equation of m, and it can be written that m minus 2 into m plus 2. M minus 2 into m minus 1 equal to 0. So we got the two values of m, one this, another 2. So here roots of the auxiliary equation are real and distinct. So CF equal to, according to the first law, C1 e to the power m1x plus C2 e to the power m2x. If we say that this is m1 and this is m2, then the result is C1 e to the power 1x means x plus C2 e to the power m2 means 2x. Someone can take this is as the m1, this is m2, then also the result will be same. So CF equal to this. Is it understood? Is this one understood by everybody? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are going for another example where roots are equal. Solve d2y dx2 minus 24 dy dx plus 144y is equal to 0. This is number 1. So here also let us assume that y equal to e to the power mx be a trial solution of 1. So dy dx equal to m e to the power mx and d2y dx2 is equal to m square e to the power mx. So the auxiliary equation of 1 will m square, it is m square e to the power mx minus 24 m e to the power mx plus 144 e to the power mx is equal to 0. So from here, as e to the power mx not equal to 0, we can write m square minus 24m plus 144 equal to 0. So from here we can write down that m minus 12 whole square equal to 0 na. So m equal to 12 comma 12. The value of m. So the roots of the so here roots of the auxiliary equation are real and equal. So CF equal to C1 plus C2x into e to the power mx. Here m equal to 12. So CF equal to C1 plus C2x into e to the power 12x. This is the result. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Now we are taking an example of third. So d2y dx2 plus 4y equal to 0. This is number 1. So same, let y equal to e to the power mx be a trial solution of 1, where obviously e to the power mx not equal to 0. So dy dx is equal to dy dx equal to m e to the power mx, and d2y dx2 is equal to m square e to the power mx. So the auxiliary equation of 1 will be m square e to the power mx plus 4 e to the power mx is equal to 0. Or from here we got m square plus 4 equal to 0. So m equal to plus minus 2i na. As m square equal to minus 4, so m equal to plus minus 2i. So here the roots of the auxiliary equations are complex, right? So alpha plus I beta is equal to 0 plus 2i, and alpha minus I beta is equal to 0 minus 2i. So here alpha equal to 0 and beta equal to 2. So CF equal to, we know that when the root are complex conjugate, e to the power alpha x C1 cos beta x plus C2 sin beta x. So as alpha equal to 0, so e to the power 0 C1 cos beta means 2 plus C2 sin 2x. So simply the CF is e to the power 0 means 1. So CF will be coming C1 cos 2x plus C2 sin 2x. C2 sin 2x. Is it understood? Where C1 and C2 are arbitrary constants. Is this one understood by everybody? If someone has any doubt, then tell me. Anyone? Please respond. Hello? Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Is this one understood to all of you?
Yes, sir.
So these three rules of CF are given. So according to the given question, we have to use these three rules. Whether the roots of the auxiliary equations are real and equal, whether the roots of the auxiliary equations are real and distinct, and whether the roots of the auxiliary equations are complex conjugate. According to that, these three formulas will be used. So that's the end of our CF. Now we are going to start the PI, which is very newly to you people. So there are some rule to find out the PI. Can I go for the PI?
Yes.
So rules for finding particular integral, that is PI. So there are several rules to find out the particular integral. The general formula of this differential equation, we know that d square plus p1d plus p2 into y is equal to capital X of x. This is the general formula of the second order linear differential equation with constant coefficient, where p1, p2 both are either constant or of a function of x. So at first, to find the CF, we have to put right hand side 0, and by the previous rules, we have to find out the CF. After getting the CF, we got the PI. Here, if we take that FD, what is the FD? Function of D. That will be for this equation, d square plus p1d plus p2. This is the FD, right? Without y, within the bracket, this d part is called the function of D. Now, in the right hand side, x of x, it may be any kind of the function. X of x may be a algebraic function, maybe a trigonometric function, maybe an exponential function, maybe hyperbolic function. So according to this right hand side, there are some rules to how to find the particular integral. Now case 1. This is the rule. These are the rule for find out PI, particular integral. So let x of x is equal to e to the power ax. Then PI should be 1 by FD into e to the power x is equal to e to the power x by f of a. If f of a not equal to 0. Case 1, that is subcase 1. Subcase 2. Now we are going for subcase 2. If f of a is equal to 0, then pi equal to 1 by fd into e to the power x is equal to x into 1 by f dash d, f into 1 by x dash d into e to the power x. Then it will be coming x e to the power x by f dot a, provided f dot a not equal to 0. Number 3, if f dot a equal to 0, then pi should be, here it is x square e to the power x by f double dash a, provided f double dash a not equal to 0. Likewise, it will be continued. Look at here. fd means here the d, function of d will be coming here e to the power x. Then particular integral will be e to the power x by f of a. Instead of d, we have to put a. If f of a not equal to 0, then the equation is completed here. We got the pi. Now, if f of a equal to 0, then we have to take this part. Here we have to take that f dot d. F dot d means d of f of d. Right? With respect to capital D, we have to differentiate the f of d. That is called f of d. Now, if we take some example, then it will be clear to you people. Isn't it? It is the formula, this case 1, sub case 1, 2, 3, as well as it will be continued as this f dot, if f double dot a equal to 0, then we have to take that xs cube into e to the power x by f triple dot a. So after some time, it will be coming into 0. Is it understood by everybody or not?
Sir, from we f of a can,
instead of d, we have to put a. A means e to the power, here, this is the a. Shall I take an example? Then it will be clear to you people.
Yes, sir.
Solve. E to the power x by 2, right? So it is right hand side here, x of x is the exponential, so pi should be 1 by fd into e to the power x is equal to, what is the fd here? Fd means g square plus 1. 1 by g square plus 1 into e to the power x by 2. So here a equal to half, na? fd is equal to d square plus 1. So f of a equal to f of half is equal to half whole square plus 1. That is 1 by 4 plus 1. That is 5 by 4. So here it will be coming e to the power x by 2 by half whole square plus 1 is equal to e to the power x by 2 by 5 by 4. So it will be coming 4 by 5 e to the power x by 2. This is the result. Is this understood? This is understood by everybody. Here a equal to half, fd equal to d square plus 1. So f of a, we got that 5 by 4. So we are putting this as f of a not equal to 0, 5 by 4 not equal to 0. So we can put it. Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
If not, now we are taking the next kind of the example where f of a equal to 0. Shall I go for the next part?
Yes, sir.
Solve. It is given that d square minus 3d plus 2 into y is equal to e to the power 2x. What is fd here? Here fd equal to d square minus 3d plus 2 and a equal to 2. So according to the formula, 1 by fd into e to the power 2x. Now fd equal to this, so f of a is equal to f of 2. F of 2 equal to d square means 2 square minus 3 into 2 plus 2. That is 4 minus 6 plus 2 is equal to 0. Here f of 2 equal to 0. So we cannot put it. Isn't it? Look at here. Here a is given 2 and fd is d square minus 3d plus 2. So when we are making that f of a, that is coming 0. So we cannot go for the first rule, as here f of 2 equal to 0. So we have to find out f dash d. F dash d. F dash d means first order derivative of fd with respect to d. That means 2d minus 3, na? Isn't it? This is the value of f dash d. ये समझ में आ रहा है? And f of f dash 2 is equal to 2 into 2 minus 3 is equal to 4 minus 3 equal to 1, which is not equal to 0. So from here we got pi is equal to, when we taking first order derivative, then 1x should be here, x 1 by f dash d into e to the power 2x. That is x 1 by f dash d means 2d minus 3 into e to the power 2x. Now it will be coming x e to the power 2x by 2 into 2 minus 3. That is x e to the power 2x, as 4 minus 3 equal to 1. So this is the value of the pi. Is this understood? Hello? Is this understood by everybody?
Sir.
I can't hear you at all.
प्लीज।
हेलो।
हाँ बोलो।
सर एक बार रिपीट कर दीजिए ना, यहाँ पे जो ये 2D आया वो समझ में नहीं आया।
ये द फर्स्ट ऑर्डर डेरिवेटिव ऑफ दिस स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव विद रेस्पेक्ट टू कैपिटल डी. व्हाट इज द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ दिस वन विद रेस्पेक्ट टू कैपिटल डी? 2d minus 3, ना? Hello? Derivative of this one with respect to capital D, that is 2d minus 3. 2 will be given 0. So that is coming here f dot d. F dot d means the f dot d, that means the d of d square minus 3d plus 2. Then it will be coming 2d minus 3, na? Is it clear?
Yes.
So that is coming here. So now we have to find out f dot 2. F dot 2 equal to 1, that is not equal to 0. So we can make it